Yes, guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Welcome back. It's game day. It's game day. How are you? Hope you're all happy and healthy, doing the things you love. A little cheeky hour from me before the game start, the 3 o'clock kickoff. I need a shave, don't I? Wow, we got that scraggly little look. Looks disgraceful. How are you guys? Smash the like button for me as we talk a little bit about the optics of the game today. Let's look a little bit into the potential team and some transfer news, views, and clues as well. I hope you guys can do me a couple of favors. Smash the like button for me. Hit the subscribe. If you haven't already, we're on the march to 38.1k. Hit the notification bell and drop a comment or two. Let me know your thoughts as the show gets underway. I am on the right channel, and yes, I am. Good afternoon. He who dares, Adele. He who dares, Rodders. He who dares, my son. Big game today. Tottenham versus Chelsea. We're out of the cup. And so, look, if we win today, then all those that were bemoaning the cup, team selection, etc., not that there was that many options anyway, by the way. There wasn't that many. It's not like we had a plethora of options to play. And it's not like there was any standouts that were left on the bench, apart from maybe Micky van der Ven and maybe Vicario. Everybody else was a little bit average, as you like, as you see, as you go. But we're out of the cup. If we win today, I don't care how we win today, by the way. Like, I am someone that does expect more. I'm not going to the game because every time I go there, I get sick. And so I'm just taking a couple of games away. But the reality is I don't care how we play today. I just want to get the points. We beat Chelsea. Amazing. I think we go second, potentially, depending on what happens in the Bournemouth game, which I think is tomorrow. So, good opportunity. Tough game. Don't get many chances against Chelsea. Don't get many points against Chelsea generally. I think it's going to be a stink fest. I think that Tottenham are going to low block the life out of this one, and Chelsea without Cole Palmer are going to struggle to break us down, and then we can go on the counter. That's why it's important that we pick Kolo Muani. It's important that we have Xavi Simons on the pitch. It's important that we have Mohamed Kudus. It's important that we consider if Odebear's got a stomach strain. I know apparently he's back, which is good. We've got Romero back as well. And we've got the Destiny Udogie, which to me gives us an option. It's a crazy option. It's an option we haven't really seen this season, apart from the PSG game. But I tell you what, I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. In fact, I think it'd be quite interesting to see if we were to potentially consider going to a back three. I really do. I'll show you what I mean. By the way, how's everyone? In fact, before I show you how everyone, I'm going to say to some people. Good to see you, He Who Dares, El. Good to see you, afternoon, James. Afternoon, Sean. Like smash. Appreciate that. Johnny Boy's in the house. Big up to you, my man. Big up to you. Perchometer. How are you, buddy? Send me a message if you want to come on and join, mate. It's only a cheeky hour pre-game. We'll be done by 3:10, maybe even 3 o'clock, so we can go and watch, because I've got my new IPTV service. I can go and watch a couple of the games. I'm currently watching Villarreal. Villarreal against, is it Vallecona? Who's playing in this game? Wait a minute. Who's playing this one? Yeah. Villarreal. Who are Villarreal playing? I haven't even been watching it, to be honest. But now I have access to it. Rayo Vallecano. There you go. It was Vallecano. Now I have access to IPTV. I can sit there and just have it on all day long. I feel like I'm getting full value. Big up to you. Big up to you, Perchy, mate. Like I say, mate, if you want to jump on, let me know. Perchometer. Good afternoon from Prague. Glenn Svark. Good afternoon, Prague. What's cracking in Prague? I like a check. The chicks in Czech are lovely. They are. Check them out. Marzi, 82, big up to you, Tommy Boy. Afternoon, Sean and chat. Big up to you. Mrs. Preggers again, lads. Is that a laughing emoji or a sad emoji? I'm not sure what that is. Because some people use that emoji as like, I'm crying with laughter. Congratulations. I'm going to say congratulations, man. That's amazing. It's amazing. We need more people on this planet, apparently. That's what Joe Rogan and Elon Musk were talking about last night. Apparently, the population decline is a problem, at least in certain parts of the world. If you know, you know. He's finished. Oh, he's not happy about it. He's saying he's got no money. He's done. Dunsky. Big up to you, Ghosted. I'm wondering if we don't go some variation of a 4-4-2. We're going to talk. I've got a couple of formations up. I'll show you in a minute. I pulled out and everything. What are you doing pulling out for? That's the fun bit. Coys, Mark, Shelter, big up to you, Marky. Hi, Tom and everyone. Good afternoon, Tommy boy. Rayo, it was Rayo, yeah. Big up to you, DJ Paul. Big up to you, James. And that's I'm finished the mode, yeah, isn't it? It's 100%. It is 100%. One baby, he's already a full-time job. Yeah, you're not going to catch me with any planned pregnancies anytime soon. No interest. No interest. Costa del Spurs. Big up to you, my man. Take it you're in Spain. Right, guys. There's 110 people here at the moment. Smash them. Let's have a look at the formation, shall we? First of all, let's look at some. Yeah, fuck it. The team news is pretty good. The team news is good. Udogie's back. Romero is back, and as is Udogie. So you've got option one. Stick to what we've been doing. 4-2-3-1. You have to play Bentancur and Paulinho in this game, in my opinion. You really do. They played in midweek, although Paulinho was playing as a centre-back, so it's not quite as exhausting. And Bentancur was all right. It was all right in that game. I thought it was pretty good. Let's zoom in here, shall we? This is zoom in. Big up to you, Budge. What name? Budge. I Budge. Scott, I'm a big up to you, my man. Good to see you. Happy Saturday to all of you. Happy Saturday. So, this is the obvious one we go with, right? But no Richalison, no Mathys Tel. You put Kolo Muani at the top. You have Xavi Simons in the centre. You have Kudus on the right. Udogie in the middle. Bentancur, Paulinho, and then a back four of Udogie, Van der Ven, Romero, and Pedro Porro. And Vicario returns to the team. It's the obvious formation. However, it's not necessarily the only option you could go with. You could make this guy play out here. Change this guy. Because part of me, if I'm entirely honest, part of me enjoyed the football that these two connected with. I really enjoyed Simons coming off the left and Berghvall against Newcastle. And it was just a shame that we had Brennan Johnson over here rather than Kudus. But if you can connect that, if you can get that dot connecting, prioritize going down the middle and then getting the ball to the right-hand side. That's one option. I do think you need Paulinho and Bentancur because Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez are going to be trouble. And then who they put up the top, if they put João Pedro in the 10 like they did for the Sunderland game that they lost and have Garnacho or Gittins off the left-hand side, for example, you're going to need to have some physical spite. You're going to need to have some muscle in and around that, hear myself, in that area. Let me know your thoughts, guys, on this is the obvious one. This is the obvious one. Pape Sarr, for me, seems a little bit frustrated, seems a little bit sad with what happened with his teammate or his friend. And I didn't think he put in a good shift against Newcastle. I thought he was really bang average. Apart from that shot that was ridiculously good. Now, if that went in, that would have been a quality goal. The other option, though, as I say, if we want to be daring and do something a little bit different, is to go for a back three of Micky, Van der Ven, Romero, and Danso. And I think if you put that three in there, obviously it frees up Udogie to create most of your width down the left. It frees up Pedro Porro to be able to be a little bit more offensive down the right. Then you can choose whether you still need to have Bentancur and Paulinho because Romero can join up and come in and play in that defensive role, like personal player preferences and player settings. He can join up. So maybe you could get away with having somebody else in there if you wanted to. Maybe you could have Sarr. Maybe you could have Lucas Berghvall, but probably not. You'd probably still keep it to that system. And then if you do have Udogie with the license to get forward down the left-hand side, is this on the screen, by the way? Yeah, it's on the screen. Then Xavi Simons can drop deep. Xavi Simons can cut across. Xavi Simons can filter in here and just be a bit of a loose. Don't want to do that. Oh no, what's going on? Oh, the whole thing's gone to shit. Do that again. There we go. And he can start more narrow, as can this guy. Or you can almost have him drop down here and then have two target men. A bit like that. Let Simons become the creator in chief. Obviously, these three can be. You've got Romero pinging balls all day long. Listen, we are going to be on the receiving end. You know, I think we're going to be on the receiving end. I don't particularly want Tottenham to go, of all the games to really create, all the games to really kind of, you know, throw caution to the wind. I don't think Chelsea is. I think Chelsea's the game where you just win by hook or by crook if you can get the job done. And one of the ways of doing that is setting up tight, making sure that their options off of the width is catered for. Danzo and Pedro Porro. Pedro Porro can come back in when we're out of possession, and that can sort of frustrate Jamie Gittins or Garnacho. Get a little bit of support over here. On the right-hand side, you know, Chelsea might go with Pedro Neto. They might go with, they could bring on a Staviao. They might even bring in a Romeo Lavia to play in the middle. But they have a lot of wide options, which to me, I think that you can curtail it by going to a back four. You can, oh shit. Hang about, I've just fucked up completely. And I've lost my entire system. You absolute wally. Okay, that'll do. So if you are going to do a back four and you're concerned about, Pedro Neto, which you would be, then maybe you continue with Jed Spence and let Jed Spence pocket Pedro Neto, who's going to want to cut in off onto his left foot like he normally does. And you just have a back four. And if Romero is fit again, then you definitely need him to come in. And then you can sort of stick with this. This is the formation from the other day, isn't it? That doesn't work. So that could be the system. That could be the system if you want to stick to a back four. If you do want to get Destiny Udogie back in the game, then, as I say, this would be the way to do it. I think you could play a back three. You could play Destiny Udogie in a back four as well if you really wanted to. And he isn't as bad at defending as people make out. He's just not as good defending in the pocket as Jed Spence is. But in a world where we want to sit tight and then counter, think of like the way we did against PSG. You've got Romero with his long balls. You've got Micky van der Ven that can bring the ball out with his feet. But you can whip the ball up, and you've got Kudus and Moani, both of whom can hold the ball up. Both can flick on to a Xavi Simons who can drift into all these different places. And then I just think you need these two here to curtail the Enzo and the Caicedo threat, because Caicedo can drift. He's brilliant at snuffing the ball out. So in an ideal world, you just go over the top of the midfield. You sort of when you've got the ball, you just sort of stick it, like let these guys make these runs. Where's he gone? Make these guys make these runs down here. Slide down the channel. This one down here, slide it into the channel, put it into him. Xavi Simons can flick the ball down off on the left-hand side into Udogie, who can then whip the ball in with his left foot, much more easier than Jedley King can, and then hopefully get a flick on from Kolo or from Kudus. Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'll come back to that in a second. Let's go. What are we saying here? What's the chat saying? Big up to the chat. Big up Sean and chat. Big up to you, Finn Rickwood. Big up to you, Vicario, Porro, Danso, Romero, Van der Ven, Spence. Okay, you're going for a back three as well, but you've got Spence in there. Okay. Yeah, so for me, if you're going for a back three and you have Spence and you have Polinia and Bentancur, then you're essentially sacrificing anything creative in the game. But that's okay, because I think that today is about getting the points. Let's have a look at the chat. Let's have a look at the table. Sorry, hang about. PremierLeague.com. So if Chelsea win today, they will go to 17 points, joint with us. And if they win by more than 2 goals, then they'll go above us in the table. Because we would then, if they win 3-0, for example, they'd be on +9 and we would be on +7. So we can't let that happen. A draw is okay. A win would be delightful. When are Bournemouth playing? Bournemouth have got... What have Bournemouth got? Are they playing against Manchester City away tomorrow? Okay, so that's going to be tough for them. Super tough. So we can, if we get the points today, we go to 20 points. Bournemouth will be on 18. Manchester City will be on 19. You know, maybe that could be the start of the Bournemouth downfall. Although I'd take a City-Bournemouth draw, to be honest. That'd be awesome. Who have Manchester United got? United have got Forest away, haven't they? That's also tomorrow. And Arsenal have got an easy game, haven't they? They've got Burnley, haven't they? Yeah, Burnley away. That starts in 40 minutes. Come on, the Burnley. Come on, the Burnley. Let's get back to the chat, see what you guys are saying. Do you know I locked myself out of my house yesterday and I had to climb over the garden wall, which is about 9 foot tall. I had to scramble up. I ripped open all my belly as I got down the other side to get round the back door. I've like hurt myself in ways I didn't think I'd ever hurt myself. I almost caught my my lunchbox on the nail that was dragging out of the wall on the way down. Seeing a 42-year-old 18-stone fucking lump trying to scale some brick walls is not what I thought, you know, my neighbours had in mind for a Friday afternoon. And it is what it is. I'm here to entertain. I don't know what you want from me. Big up. Sean, I believe that we will be playing the same 4-4-2 with Xavi and a free roll up like we are doing for the last 2 games, with Berghvall being the other 10 and Udogie with width, with Romero, Van der Ven, Porro and a back 3. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all, Tammy. Don't mind that at all, Tammy. Good to see you. Bear me 1 second, guys. I've got to blow my nose. Just give me 2 seconds. Sorry. I'm back. Sorry about that. Superman speed. I think maybe Tel and Mawani in a 4-4-2. Do you think Tel will start? I don't think that will go down too well if Tel's starting, personally. Simmons left wing, Kudus right wing. It's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting. I think a lot of people at the start of the season couldn't wait to see Xavi playing in the 10 when he was playing off the left because it wasn't working. And people were assuming it's just because he's not being played where he should be being played. But since he's been playing in the 10, now people are sort of pivoting a little bit to asking him to go back out to the left. Because I actually thought he had quite a good game against Newcastle. The Twitter didn't. Some people on Twitter were going mental about his performance. I don't understand it. I thought it was the best. I thought he's had a good little chemistry, a little bit of movement, and I think there's something there between Berghvall and Xavi. Good feeling about today, Sean, says Graham. Spurs 3, Chelsea 1. Interesting. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're okay. I would play Sarr. I feel like we need legs in the midfield tonight. Also, I like that he is not afraid to have a shot, unlike most of the others. Yeah, I just don't think he did as well as the others did. And there's a pecking order, isn't there, at the moment? Like, Palini is an obvious no-brainer. Xavi, for the most part, is a no-brainer. So it's one spot for Bentancur, Sarr or Berghvall. And Sarr seems to be at the bottom of the pecking order. So when he gets his chance, he has to take it. And I don't think he did against Newcastle, to be honest. That could be the cider talking, though. You started already, have you? Good boy. I've just cracked open my first. You can hear it's still very full up. Who's calling me? Sorry, I have to wait. I'm doing something. Neto is on the other wing, I think. Well, Neto off the left wing. Neto can play off either side, mate. But they've got Garnacho that plays off the left, and they've got Jamie Gittins. Do you see Jamie Gittins' goal? Bear me 1 second, guys. Sorry, just give me 2 seconds. Sorry about that. Neto is on the other wing, I think. Yes, I'm not sure. Hello, Spurs fans. Time to beat Chelsea and get rid of that bad record of yours against them. Otherwise, Cundy will hammer O'Hara. Has anybody seen Cundy? I want to see O'Hara with the clown outfit playing the violin. Yeah, that show, what's it called? The sports bar. That'll be good tonight, won't it? Be really good. Be really, really good. That is the system playing 4-2-3-1. Anything is a fantasy of what Frank is doing. Yeah. That is the system playing 4-2-3-1. Anything is a fantasy of what Frank is doing. Not sure what that means. That looked good, but an injury in the back 3, we are screwed. Yeah. Well, hopefully Dragassin's back soon. 2 trophies. Hopefully he's back. And Kota Takai, the lesser spotted centre back. What's going on with him? He's back in full team training, first team training for the last month. Still haven't seen anything. Phil says he thinks 3-5-2 may be a bit negative at home, Sean. I think the 4-2-3-1 is the way to go if you are to get the crowd going and fly out of the blocks. Be interesting to see about this crowd atmosphere thing tonight, isn't it? I don't particularly understand what it is that having, like, just cutting the music out, turning the music off to let the fans build the atmosphere before the game. I mean, yeah, it's something. I tend to think that the atmosphere needs to be organic, though. I tend to feel like you can't force these things. I feel like you need to, just hope that the fans get on board it. I do think the club have made a series of silly mistakes. Putting the 1882 club in the South Stand was crazy. When the team left White Hart Lane to go to Wembley, they split everybody up that used to be in their pockets, in the usual kind of pockets. And then when they went to the new stadium, they split them up again. So, like, a lot of the kind of like individual pockets, but you need to have like a little section that's really, really, there's really the kind of epicenter of the volume, but they haven't sort of figured that stuff out yet. It's definitely a problem, but I don't know if there's, just mechanisms that you can put in place to work. I think the crowd just it has to be something that comes from the people's willingness. If you're forcing the issue, I think it doesn't really work. Finally, you climbed something. Is that the when I locked myself out? Yeah. Not good. Did hurt myself. Had a dream last night that Spurs were 4-1 up after 30 minutes. I'll take that. Sean, when's the next stream on Rabbit Hole Ramblings? Tomorrow, mate. Tomorrow night. I think we're doing that. I love doing that show. So much fun. It's like my guilty pleasure. Get over the Rabbit Hole Ramblings, guys, if you are interested. Is everyone ready for our annual prostate exam? Oh God. What are we saying? Let me put I'm going to put a poll up. I'm going to put a poll in the chat here. Let's do this. Start a poll. Back 4 or back 5? 4, 5. We'll start with that poll. There you go. Give you 10 minutes on that one. Give us a little sprinkling of your thoughts, guys. Give us a little sprinkling of your thoughts on the Polski today. Not what you think will happen, what you would like to see happen. All right. Free alcohol would make the crowd very rowdy. Yeah, that's true. Being able to drink alcohol in the stadium. I don't know why you can do it. I don't know why you can do it in other sports, but you can't do it. Well, I do know why. They don't trust football people, do they? Yeah. Sunday sorted with the Rabbit Hole. Yeah, 100%. Are Tottenham ready to get run through like Bonnie Blue, says Anthony Clark. You're a Chelsea fan, Anthony. Let me zoom in on that profile picture, see if I can decipher anything. Now, you're an Arsenal fan, eh? I think you must be an Arsenal fan. I can see a red shirt lifting a trophy. Can't be you must be an old Arsenal fan, then, 'cause you haven't won a trophy for a while, have you? It's not an up-to-date profile pic, Mr. Clark. How's your pension going? Yeah. What are we doing here? Yeah, look, for me, I think that Tottenham can get a result today, but I don't care about. I'll get back to giving a shit about football against Manchester United. I'll get back to giving a shit about football against Copenhagen. I'll care about those things. But if we stink the place out today, but we win 1-0, I'll take it. I'll tolerate it. I don't really care about the effort, the performance, the style. I do understand that there is the pressure at the home to do it, and I have been saying that stuff for a while, that there is more of a responsibility. But in certain games, it's more about output. It's more about outcome than it is about input, in my opinion. So I'm more than happy to see something like a back 5 if that's what they want to do. I'm more than happy to see a back 4. If you're going to go for a back 4, I'd probably urge us to play Jed Spence though, just for his defensive capabilities, because I think that otherwise they've got so much talent down the wide. What do you think? Do you guys think that they're going to attack Pedro Porro today? I think so. I think that Pedro Porro is the guy that every team seems to go after, and so having Romero back will be really beneficial. I genuinely do like the idea of playing a back three, though. I've got to be honest. I think that playing a back three with Romero being able to move forward and Kevin Danso on his favourite side. Like, he had I thought he was terrible against Newcastle, but I think it was mainly because he was asked to play on the left hand side and had a midfielder playing next to him who they haven't practiced together. They haven't really spent much time on the training ground doing their partnership routine. I thought the Polinia played all right considering, but I think that Danso was a victim of that kind of whole reshuffle. So, yeah, everyone attacks Porro, says Bertie. 100%, I agree with you. But that's why I think if you play a back three, then you don't you have less to work. Porro doesn't have to get isolated. Danso can move out there. Just low block the fuck out of the game. Frustrate the life out of Chelsea. When Chelsea don't have Cole Palmer, they don't have someone that can turn and create the space. They don't. Right? They don't. Let's have a look at Chelsea's recent games. So here's one. This is the game I think they lost against Sunderland. So they played Garnacho on the left, Gui at the top end, Pedro, Neto, Caicedo, Fernandez, Cucumber, Chalobah, Akiempong, and Reece James. So he's trouble. Reece James is a lot of trouble. And this side down here, that's the thing, right? Like Garnacho, yeah, he's tricky and he's dangerous and everything else. João Pedro isn't like a Cole Palmer, though. He's not that sort of player that can turn on a sixpence and beat the first guy, and then all of the press will get pushed on. Like Tottenham will press from the front. The front four will attack against these guys. Will press the life out of it. But then there'll be that gap in the middle. It's fine because Tottenham sit deep with the back line and they press with the front four. But they do it sort of deliberately and they try to force the issue. Caicedo and Fernandez are not those sorts of players that are going to necessarily benefit from the ball and be able to turn on a sixpence. And João Pedro, if they had Cole Palmer, it's much more difficult to predict. It's more easier to predict the Chelsea victory because the tactic can get nullified. But Chelsea don't score from open play against teams that sit in the deep and low block. They didn't do it very well against Sunderland. Look at that team, that back five. Hume, Mandava, what a player he is. Gerstruida, who's a floaty, versatile player that can play right back. I mean, I wanted Gerstruida at Tottenham for years. Quality player. Mukiele and Ballard. Siddiqui, what a player. I mean, that midfield too. Siddiqui and Granit Xhaka as well. Unbelievable. And then they had that Chemsdean as well to come on. Chemsdean Talby came on late to win, didn't he? That ex-Brugge player. What a signing he's going to be as well. Let's go back and have a look at why is my background bright blue on a day when we're playing Chelsea? What am I doing there? Let's get rid of that. Apologies for that. Let's also get rid of that overlay as well. It's making everything look a little bit cramped. Bang. Smash the like button for me, guys, by the way. And smash the subscribe. 350 odd people here. Hit the subscribe if you haven't already. And if you are watching and you want to come in and tell me I'm a bozo, all you got to do is hit the subscribe button. You haven't got to wait a minute or 5 minutes or 5 months or anything. You get instant access. And then you can unsubscribe after the show if you want to. But I'd much rather you stayed subscribed and hang around. We're trying to get to 40K. Any help would be appreciated. Let's have a little look-see at what they did in the game before that. So let's have a look at the Chelsea-Nottingham Forest game away from home. They went for Neto off the right-hand side, Reece James, Malagusto, Akiempong, Chalobah, Cucurella, Lavia, Garnacho, Santos, and Pedro. Yeah, so Andre Santos is, again, very good player, very, very good player. But he isn't the guy that's going to turn on a sixpence. So that's why I think that Tottenham have got a real chance today. I really do think Tottenham have got a great chance to unsubscribe. Oh, please stay, Siggy. I think Tottenham have got a real chance today. If we do it, if we're strategic, and if the fans are okay today with nullifying, frustrating, and then pivot and pounce and go. And if we do that, then we absolutely have to take our chances because we won't get too many. And their goalkeeper's really, really impressive. Hey, Bozo. Back up to you, Donut. All right, buddy? It's crack-a-lacking. Amazing Reece James is in a World Cup year is very miraculously fit every week. Yeah. Yeah, what a player, though. What a player. I fear a little bit, for what it's worth. I do fear, I said this last year, I think the year before I said it, I feel that Destiny Udogie is going to end up being a little bit like Reece James, because they're both top heavy. They're both very fit, very strong, very like athletic, but kind of built a bit like sprinters. And when you have to do those laps, when you have to do those sprints up and down the pitch all day long, your hamstrings. I mean, with Destiny Udogie, it seems to be more of a quad muscle. I think he's had that quad injury, that thigh injury he's had like 3 times now, hasn't he? Becoming a real problem. Becoming a real problem. Sarr will keep them pinned back with his press. Problem with Sarr is when he wins the ball, he gives it away. If Sarr could become a better passer of the ball, he'd be an absolute top talent. His biggest problem is he does brilliantly to get the ball back, and his ability to interpret the game, to anticipate where it's going to be, and then because of his long rangey stride, because of his ability to do all those things, he can intercept really well. But I just think sometimes his mind runs too fast for him a little bit, and he ends up overhitting the ball or underhitting it and giving the ball away. So all of the hard work can be transitioned on. And players you don't want to lose the ball in transition against Chelsea, because Caicedo is the master of doing what Pape Sarr can do very well in that interception, that reading of the game, knowing where the ball's going to be before it gets there. And so when Chelsea lose the ball in transition, and Chelsea are presented themselves up the pitch, and then they lose it, if Tottenham or any other club then rush the kind of the ball out down into the channel on the counter, and it's not pitch perfect, then Caicedo can just win it back, snuff it out, and then he just fires it back in. And so you've gone through, it's like a transition into a transition like that. And that's a lot of the time how Chelsea scored their goals from open play. So, sure, I'm pretty sure Siggy was joking. Yeah, I know he was. I hope he was. It's all good. It's all good. His driving with the ball is also great. Pape Sarr, yeah, he is. Yeah, but like I say, it's just the final part. All that stuff is useless, though. It's like being the fastest sprinter in the world over 90 meters. But if every single race, when you see the finish line coming up, you lean forward too soon and you fall over, it's all for nothing, isn't it? You need to get the whole part of the job done, and I think he just needs to work on it. If he can work on his passing, if he can improve his passing, then Pape Sarr is a really good player. Well, what a move by Villarreal! It's nothing like the first beer. After the first beer, second beer, you're warming up, but it's the first beer. I've been up since 5 a.m. I had to speak to a load of clients and potential new opportunities in Australia this morning. Took the dog out, done a little bit of housework, started to get some preparation for today's content and everything. And then I was like, okay, it's 2:00. It's time. And it just goes, what are we saying, guys? Well, let me see what that prediction, the thing is. 53% of you have gone for 100 votes. 52% of you have gone for back 4. 47% of you have gone for a back 5. So it's split. Interesting. A lot of you would like to go for a back 5 as well. That's a lot higher than I thought. I like that. We're on the same wave. Well, half of us are on the same wavelength. The other half are taking the obvious option, which is fine as well. Not a problem. Let's do another one. Outcome today. Spurs win. Draw. Chelsea win. Get your votes in for the lads. Don't lie, Sean. You've been on the phone to Ange in Australia begging him to come back. No, I'm out. I'm on the Ange out thing for me. Once I realised he was a flip-flop with his talking out of both sides of his mouth thing, then I was firmly in the Ange out category. The 15th beer goes down a treat too. Yeah, but you don't notice it. You don't know it. By that point, it's all just like you're just filling up, right? You're just carrying on the fill. Whereas the first beer, like the first cigarette or the first anything, first kiss, you know, your first wank. Anything like the first of anything in life is usually the best, isn't it? Let's be honest. You know, you should have put back three as an option in that poll. Well, what I mean by back three is, I mean back. When I say back five, I mean back three. It's all the same thing, isn't it? Basically, 3 centre backs and 2 wing backs rather than than a back four. Is Helga in Australia at the moment, Sean? Now, I need to find myself a new Helga. Villarreal have gone 4-0 up. Wowzers, easy peasy for them. Listen, we actually, when you think about how good Villarreal are, right? I think they're second in the. I think they've gone second now because they're in the early game. Villarreal are second. Was actually a much better result getting a 1-0 against Villarreal than we thought. I think most fans were like, they turn up with like 50 fans. You've got no fans. You've got no grand. You what? You want some? I'll give it you. Your first MDMA. That was a good time as well. That was a real good time. Sorry, Sean. I think I accidentally closed the poll. Can you close the poll? You can close my polls, can you? No, it's still open. The new poll's open. 57% of you right now. 54 votes. Not a lot of votes. Get the votes in for the lads. 57% say Spurs win. 20% say draw. 24% say Chelsea win. That's interesting. Interesting. Love to see it. You love to see it. Yeah. Let me ask you this, guys. Let me come away from the Chelsea game for a minute. What do you think about these stories that were out yesterday about Thomas Frank? It's out on TalkSport as well now. Alex Scott. Is it Alex Scott? No, Scott something. And Alex something. I don't know what his name is. He's saying that Tottenham, that story that broke from that James fella on Twitter, James Davies, I called it bullshit. I was like, I can't see this happening at all. The guy on TalkSport said it's true that Ivan Toney does want to come back to the Premier League in January. I'd take Ivan Toney. I would take Ivan Toney in a heartbeat. I think he's probably the best. He's going to be the best of what's out there. Either him or Dusan Vlahovic, but you know Ivan Toney's is a perfect fit for the Premier League, and you put him in the 9, and then him and Kolo Muani can figure it out until Solanke gets back. Then maybe you can play Kolo Muani on the left wing. You can certainly play Kolo Muani on the right wing as well. He's a winger as much as he is a striker, so there's an option there. I think if Tottenham could get Ivan Toney, I think Tottenham would mean business. But I just think it's going to be, for me, like the likelihood of it is just wildly. I just think it's a stretch. The guy earns 500 grand a week, tax free, which is the equivalent of like £1 million a week if you were paying normal tax in England. So is he really going to take like the equivalent of an 80% pay cut to come here on the permanent? And if it was a loan deal, where's the motivation for Saudi to go? Yeah, go on then. You can go to Tottenham, and we'll cover half of your salary, which is what would have to happen for Tottenham to be able to make it work. His wages are insane. I don't see it happening. I really don't see it happening. I see Dusan Vlahovic as a viable outlet. Hang on, what's this? Everton channels are saying that Everton are trying to get Toney as well. Yeah, I mean, Everton haven't got that money, mate. Listen, Everton are still in, they're not in administration, but they were taken over by the Friedkin Group. And the Friedkin Group have done a wonderful job, resizing, repivoting their accounts to be able to spend some money, given how much Mashiri misspent, and the fact that you guys were in PSR difficulties. I don't know how you managed to spend what you spent in January, in the summer. But the idea of maybe loan deals, maybe, but I don't understand why the Saudi Arabian football club would just be like, yeah, go on then, we'll cover half your wages for you to play where you want to be. Don't make any sense. Alex Crook, that's it. Alex Crook, couldn't be his name. Thank you, mate. Alex Scott is a Bournemouth midfielder and massive Spurs fan. Would love him to join. Yeah, he is a Spurs fan, isn't he? Good player as well. Now his injuries problems are behind him. It's good to see him. Good to see him back at it in football. He'd be a good player as well. But again, like, don't we just need to get some like top draw players? Like, like when we were signing the Brennan Johnsons of this world and stuff. Like those players are never going to go to a top 4 team, a top 5 team. Manchester City are never going to look at those sorts of players. Arsenal are never going to look at those sorts of players. Even Newcastle are like at least reaching for the stars. They tried. They signed players like this, so they got Voltemade, good signings. They were trying to sign Sescar. I bet you they're delighted they didn't get him now. But they spent all summer trying to keep hold of their players and trying to get some really top draw names. And I just hope that Tottenham now, like we've got Kudus, who's probably that tier 2. Right? Like there's not that many players that in the tier 1 stakes that are viable, I would say. But there's a lot of players in the tier 2. Brennan Johnson was never a tier 2. He's like a tier 3 that we just overpaid for. Richarlison's like a tier 3 that we massively overpaid. Tier 4 we overpaid for. Solanke's a tier 3 player that we overpaid for. If you're looking like Kolo Muani is a tier 2 player and we got him on loan. Xabi Simons is a tier 2 player. Kudus is a tier 2 player. Like for me, I want to see Tottenham this January go and get me a tier 2 player. Like, only tier 2s from now on. Tier 2s or kids. None of these like 23-year-olds that are playing for Leicester or that are playing I've had enough of that shit. We're never going to elevate unless we really go for it. And it's about time that we started looking at like Dusan Vlahovic would be a tier 2 player. Whether he's the right tier 2 player, I'm not sure. Whether we end up getting ourselves, caught into a 3-year contract with a guy that doesn't fit the system, I can't make up my mind whether I'm entirely on that one or not, like whether I really want it. A Keenan Yildiz, like top of tier 2. A Semenyo, probably tier 1, bottom of tier 1, maybe top of tier 2. Ademola Lookman, tier 2. For me, that's the sort of thing that I want to see. Solanke ain't tier 3. No, Solanke's he's bottom of tier 2. But we paid a lot of money for him. Richie's tier 10. You understand what I mean? Like the tier 1s are the worldies, right? The tier 1s are the world-class players that are out there. The tier 2s are the very expensive players that are kind of household names of any of the clubs that they play for. The biggest names in most of the clubs that they play for. And I just don't want it like Alex Scott, cracking player, but I put Alex Scott as a tier 3 player. Is Alex Scott ever going to go to Liverpool? No, in my opinion. Why can't we go and get some players like that? Yeah. Solanke's not tier 2, yeah. I don't think so. 100%. 100%. Vlahovic had a shocker for Serbia against Albania recently. Serb fans hate him. They never liked him before, even more now. Hilarious. It's interesting, Joe. It's really interesting. I was talking to Jacko, who's a big fan of Italian football, Italian guy. And he was saying that he doesn't think that Vlahovic would work in the Premier League. And I just don't know. Like, I think it's one of those things where you're drawn in by the brand name. But then I think a lot of people were drawn in by the brand name of Benjamin Šeško. And he hasn't hit the ground running, has he? How many goals has he scored? Is it one goal? Has he scored a goal yet? I think he might have scored one goal, right, Šeško? There's only 2 teams that have world-class players. 2 teams that have world-class players, and that are Manchester City and Liverpool. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Arsenal have got any world-class forwards. They've got world-class defenders. I think they've got a couple of world-class... No. Like Declan Rice is probably up there. But again, world-class is just subjective. I don't know what world-class means to you. World-class to me means top 5 in your position in the world. But you can still be tier 1 without being world-class. I'd say that Declan Rice is a tier 1 player, but I wouldn't call him world-class. I'd say that Eberechi Eze is a tier 1 player, but I wouldn't say he's world-class. If that makes sense. But that's just my particular stance on it. But yeah, so Tottenham are linked with both of those guys. with Ivan Toney and Dusan Vlahovic. And I think that if we can get one of them, I'd be really happy. I would. I'd be much happier if we could get Ivan Toney. I find the feasibility of it a little bit weird, a real struggle. I'm hearing rumours that Locatelli might be available as well. That would be interesting if we could go and get someone like him. That would be top draw. I'm hearing rumours that Victor Froholt is also maybe thinking about leaving Porto. I think is it Porto, isn't it? Yeah. Relatively recently, he'd be a quality player, although he's a 6. And that's the thing. A lot of these players, we were talking about Morten Holmand as well, and we were talking about a couple of days ago, we were talking about the Scott McTominay. All of these guys are good players, but we're not in the situation. I don't think we're in the position right now where, as much as first of all, we need to get Palhinha signed down on a full term, 100%. He's too good. He's so good. Love him. But we're not in a position right now where we can be thinking about getting this, like spending 50 million, 60 million quid on another player to compete for minutes or to rotate with Palhinha until we've figured out the first 11. And the first 11 still needs a lot of work. Not a huge amount of work, but a lot of work, in my opinion. Let's take a quick look-see at, Igor Thiago, by the way, at Brentford. Let me know your thoughts on him. He's come out of the Brugge system, stepped up absolutely fantastically well, and he's being linked with Newcastle right now. Is he really going to leave after 6 months? I mean, it's madness to think that, but what a player he looks like. And believe it or not, Tottenham are interested in Jared Branthwaite as well. Joe, if you're still in there mashing a Joe, can I ask you? I know you're an Evertonian fan. What's the stance on Jared Branthwaite? I know he just signed a new contract, but would he leave? Because he's a top player, homegrown, left foot, left side, big in the air, great defensively, aerially, great positional sense. Just he'd be a dream person to bring in. Would he want to come to Tottenham to fight it out for minutes with Micky van der Ven? Would there be situation? I mean, we're always injured somewhere, so there's always going to be a situation where it's not like 50% of minutes goes to one, 50 goes to the other, because there's always a period where people are injured, and we do need another left-footed, left-sided player. But I can't imagine you'd get Jared Branthwaite anyway, because he's just signed a new contract, and Everton look like they're doing bits, aren't they? Everton look like they're doing bits. Here he is, mashing a Joe. World class is Modric. He's surrounded by idiots at Milan. They miss sitters. Modric sets them up and they miss. Modric went off in the dressing room the other day. He usually never does. Yeah. Yeah, Modric's been world class for years. Endrick is going to... I think Endrick's going to Lyon. I think it's Lyon. Let me have a look at that. I think that's been settled. Let's have a look. 1 second. Endrick. Yeah, Lyon. I'm pretty sure he's decided that he's going to go to Lyon in loan in January, which will be interesting. Luddy would love us to get Van Hecker. Yeah, Van Hecker is amazing at Brighton. Like him a lot. Dele was in his prime a tier 1 for me. So sad about his childhood. Yeah, Dele was quality. Dele was quality, yeah. Yeah, I think he was probably... Well, he wasn't a tier 1 when he left. Where did he come from? Was it Bournemouth? No. He came from the Championship, didn't he? Forget where he came from. But he wasn't a tier 1 then. But had we sold him at his peak, he would have gone as a tier 1 player. But he obviously fell off. Fell off massively. MK Dons, that was it. MK Dons, big up to you. Oh, there's Shawn Michael. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. What are we doing here? So what's the score predictions, guys? Stick in your score predictions for today. I'm going to go for 1-0 Tottenham. I'm thinking it's going to be a stink fest. I hope that Tottenham stink the place out. I hope that we just pick them off. I'm going to go for 1-0 to the Spurs. And I'm going to say Kolo Muani gets the winner in the second half, the 70th minute. And there'll be scenes. Limbs galore. Samantha Hoskins. This is a Lost Mary snow tobacco. I'm not a fan of like banana or grape or any of that stuff. If I want a grape, I'm going to eat a grape. I don't want to vape one. I've been sniffing beer, says Caddis. 2-1 to Chelsea, says John. 3-1 to Chelsea, says the truth prevails. Big up to you, Nikos. 2-2, says Andrew Bennett. 2-1, uphill Gardner. But you all pick. How about all the predictions are coming in saying that we're gonna lose. Yet the what's the current scores on the doors with the oh, wasn't it like 80% of people thought we weren't going to lose a minute ago? Pretty sure. Hang about. Let's have a look. See. I can't see it. Does anybody else have a problem when you first join live streams on YouTube? The chat is hidden for like the first 45 seconds or something. I don't know if it's just the hackers are back fucking around with my system. Here we go. So yeah, 60% of you think that Spurs are going to win. 22% of you are saying that we're going to draw. So 81%, 82% are saying Tottenham aren't going to lose, and yet all of the predictions that are coming in are saying, yeah, look, 3-1 Chelsea, 2-1 Chelsea. All you lot with the actual scorelines are all picking Chelsea. What's going on? This is a Tottenham stream. Big up, Dante. Good to see you. I hope it's feisty, says Mashna Joe. I'd love it to be feisty. Red card. Put a red card on the game. That's not a bad bet, is it? Red card on the game. Love to see it. Love to see it. Sometimes the live chat is hidden. 3-2 Tottenham, mate. Yes, chat disappears after a while. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Kevin Ferguson, you got to love it. Yeah. I'm really hoping that Tottenham put out the right team. For me, there's certain players that have to be in there. If Romero's fit, he has to start. If Micky van der Ven is fit, he has to play. Pedro Porro has to play. Vicario has to play. If we're going to do a back four, if we're going to do a back five, then Udogie has to play. If we're going to do a back four, I don't really mind. I can understand the logic of either, to be honest. But I'd probably rather see Udogie if he's fully fit. Polinia has to play. Bentancur has to play. At the top end, if you want to place Xavi off the left, I'm okay with it. If you're going to do that, play Berghvall on the 10. I quite enjoyed those two linking up. Kudus off the right, Mwani in the 9. I don't want to see no Richalison in the starting 11. Even though I back the guy, I don't want to see no Mathys Tel in the starting 11. And if we play like a back five, like a back three with wing backs, then I'm also okay if we do a 2-man up top and go Mwani and Kudus in that kind of hold-up play like we did against PSG. I'm okay with it. Let's catch them off guard. Let's do what we want. Let's just get the points. Let's just get the bloody points, eh? YouTube have been updating and changing up the UI of the website. That's probably why there are issues. Yep. Micky van der Ven in the false 9. He's on fire. Micky's on fire. I want Richalison to score a screamer. Joe, would you take Richalison back to Everton? Let me know. I'd love it if Everton took Richalison back. I really would. Mwani's got to start, Big D. He's got to start, mate. Absolutely has to. Absolutely has to. Chelsea love a red card. I think we're going to do it today. I think we're going to do it. Conceição. What a player he is. Federico. What a player he is. Right, guys. I just wanted to say hello to you quickly. I will be back. I won't be doing a watch along, but I'll be back with a post-match thoughts and analysis, whatever. Before I do let you go, please do me a favour. If you're interested in the conspiracy stuff that I'm putting out on this new channel, would love it if you guys can smash the subscribe over there. There's the link. There's the link for that one. And let's be honest, Sean, you'd drive Richarlison up to Everton if they wanted him. Yeah, I would, yeah. I would. Do I think Solanke will be better in a Frank system? Ken, yeah, I do. We haven't seen it yet, have we? We haven't seen him at all. We've seen minutes when he was nursing an injury. I'm just getting a little bit frustrated with why it takes so long for these injuries to come back. We've been told by Thomas Frank that some of these players were back in first team training for weeks and they still haven't come back at all. And remember, this time last year, we rushed back Romero and we rushed back Van der Ven for this game this time last year, and they went out again for weeks, didn't they? So I really hope that we're not rushing people back, but I really hope that they get fitter quicker than they have been, because something's going on. It's like Tottenham are cursed. 12 injuries, 11 injuries, absolutely idiotic at times. Is the conspiracy show later? Then I'll get some beer. Definitely get some beer. Because it might well be later on, but if not, it'll be tomorrow. It's either tonight or tomorrow for sure, Nikos, if you fancy it, mate. But yeah, I'll speak to you on WhatsApp, my man. Appreciate you all, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will love you and leave you. Come on, you Spurs. 1-0. Let's do it. And as always, bye-bye.